Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Tuesday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, what I've got up right now is a 5-minute chart, basically, of yesterday. I didn't have a chance to do midday and a wrap-up, so let's talk about yesterday, and then we'll get into where we are and where we're headed. So they come off. Here's your open yesterday. We opened at 60 quarter. We were long. They took it up to 65.25, printed a new all-time high. So the bulls had a chance to break it out. They gapped it up Sunday night. They had a chance to break it out and head towards 2,700. Then it just really started to chop, and it started to chop in a deep way. In this chop, which was pretty sloppy, it was around VWAP, our proprietary moving average, the 5-minute mid-band. In that 40 minutes of chop, I took a disaster stop on a long. I was long. I got stopped out for a decent little profit, and then I took a disaster stop on a long. I had not taken a disaster stop, which is a -5 in our room, on a long since May 2nd. May 2nd. So 7 months, which tells you a lot. I say that just to impress upon you. It was an anomaly in that we have not seen air pockets on the long side in this market basically all year long. Okay? Lots of air pockets when you're trying to be short and fooling around and messing around with the market. So, boom, disaster stop. So, do we curl up in a ball? No. We figure out what's next. And what was next for us was the inability of the bulls to take back the yellow line here, which is VWAP, volume weighted average price. So, our risk marker for the remainder of the day was VWAP, and it morphed into 58 even as we got into the afternoon. So we ended up short 56 quarter, and it took forever, but once they got it going, it was a really nice 20 handle move down to the weekly pivot. And that, it was the word I kept saying in the room yesterday was persistence. You had to be persistent. It was a tough morning. Nobody likes taking a disaster stop. And we're not one of these places that pretends that we never get it wrong. We got it wrong. If I'm going to take a disaster stop on a long once every 7 months, that's kind of a first world problem. But the reality is, the true takeaway was something was different about the market yesterday, and the bulls could not take command again down to the weekly pivot. Now, did they convert weekly pivot? No. Did they convert weekly pivot all last night? No. So that leaves us here, back up above VWAP, Madonna, 5-minute mid-band and everything. We've been long. We've done a few longs since because they can't. We were long 37 overnight. Got a nice little profit, nice little middle, got stopped out. We're currently long in the 40 area against all of this traffic here, because if they can't convert 40, then you're going to see some retracement. Whether it goes all the way back up or not, it's going to go up before it goes down. It's got to deal with the Globex high, which is here at 44.75. So here's your hourly chart. I talked about a couple of things yesterday morning in the webcast about things that could potentially be shots across the bow. One of them was the hourly midband. You started to see, after this hard break, hourly midband resistance as you got into the middle of the day. And eventually it turned out to be too much. So right now, I'm very interested in the interaction that's going on the last 2 hours with the midband. They are currently fighting over it. The bears really want to hold it. And the bulls want to turn it back into support, get up over daily pivot, and head back toward 55. So that's the battle that's happening right now on a little more of an intermediate term time frame, I would say. Daily chart. We talked about a couple things. In the big picture, the bears have no lasting relevance above weekly pivot. It's just a trade. We got short 56s yesterday. It was a trade. It was a nice little 18, 15, 16, 18, 20 handle trade, whatever it was. But that's done now. Until the bears can convert weekly pivot, they remain counter trend. Now, the other thing that we said was we had been in this channel for an awfully long time, and it was time for price to get back inside of the two yellow lines. We're back inside now. So if the bears can keep price below the yellow line for the remainder of the day, then the band ride will be over. This is, I mean, it's been it's been a pretty pronounced one. I mean, you're talking about nearly 10 sessions. You're talking about 9 sessions. That's basically 2 market weeks worth of an upper band ride. So they're going to have to avoid, say a 53 to 55 print today, because this band is going to continue to head to the upside. If they can avoid a 53 to 55 print, then the bears will be done with it. Then the issue becomes, can they do anything with it? If they can't convert weekly pivot, they're not going to do anything with it, because you're going to establish support at weekly pivot down at 32. So, they're not, one good afternoon does not solve the myriad of problems that the bears have right now. They've got to follow through. Closing below the weekly pivot today would be a good start. So we'll see what happens. All right, everybody have a fantastic day. I will be out with an additional video today. I'm doing a subscriber-only webinar this afternoon, and then next Tuesday, the 12th, you're gonna start to see the signups for a trade management webinar that we're gonna do. It's gonna hit all the highlights of trade management, repairing losers, taking advantage of winners, things that we use in the room like escape hatches, trading in thirds. We're gonna talk about risk markers. We're gonna talk about disaster stops. You definitely need a disaster stop on Friday, and I needed one yesterday. Over trading, scalping. I'll give you my thoughts on swing trading, trading in high volatility tapes. We're going to cover it all. We'll do that on the 12th after the close, and I hope to see everybody there. All right. Have a fantastic day. Trade them well. We would love to meet you if you want to come check us out. It's a great time to start a trial, and I will catch you guys later in the day. Have a good one. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princeton Trader. Check us out on Facebook and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade them well.